Hi, hello. For today's video, I want to show these two plants that I've been propagating. They've been in here for like 2 weeks now. It's probably been too long. Like I probably need to just plant them already, but I haven't had the time. I've been away. Anyways, the first thing I want to talk about is a show that I now call one of my favorite shows of all time. It is Pose. I just don't think I've ever cared about a TV show's characters as much as I care about these characters. Pose is a TV drama about the ballroom scene in like the 1980s and also the 1990s. It focuses a lot on LGBTQ issues, and it also talks a lot about the HIV pandemic that was going on at the time. And the story is mostly about this woman named Blanca, who I'm gonna cry talking about her. I just have so much love for this woman. Anyways, Blanca at the start of the show finds out that she's HIV positive. She decides that she wants to leave a positive impact on the world. So she starts a house. It is a found family of all these misfits that don't have anywhere else to go. She takes them in, takes care of them. They perform at the balls, which is always so much fun to watch, but also it talks a lot about their personal lives and how they just deal with the life that they're given. I care so much about these characters. Like, I'm gonna cry. I watched this back in, I think, April, but I'm still not over it. I wish I could see more. I kind of want to rewatch it already. It's just, I just think this is a really important show, and I honestly don't hear many people talk about it. I would recommend this to everyone. The issues that are talked about in this show are issues that are not talked about enough. If more people watched this show, then more people would know about these things. It's really hard hitting. It made me cry a lot, but it's also quite funny. The characters are so vibrant and fun to be with and just have so much heart. Every time I think of one of the characters, I'm like, oh, that was my favorite character. They're all my favorite characters. So yeah, Pose. All the seasons, they're so good. Please, if you haven't watched it, I'm not even gonna say like if you like this or this, watch it. I just think everyone needs to watch it. So like just watch it. The next series I watched is a Japanese series called The Naked Director. This is a drama that's based on a true story about a porn director in Japan, I think also in the 80s. Oh god, I'm not 100% sure. It's about how this one guy, this true visionary, revolutionized the porn industry in Japan. This was so interesting. I find it so interesting because it's based on a true story. Like, this person really existed, and like the story is so wild, so I wonder how much of it is really true. This man was wild. I would say it's mostly comedy, but also it has like a lot of action, and sort of like the cops are involved a lot and the Japanese mafia is involved a lot. There's a lot of violence as well. There's obviously a lot of sex in this, so if you're not comfortable with that, maybe don't watch this. Like, it's literally a show about porn, but like if that's a topic that you're interested in, 100% watch it. It also has like a little bit of like a Breaking Bad-ish vibe to it, because the main character, this porn revolutionary, is he a good guy or not? I don't know. I've watched the entire thing. I don't know. It's very like, does he go too far or not? And I think that's very interesting. Then I watched a bunch of Drag Race because apparently there's just so much Drag Race to watch. Honestly, I think the market's a little bit oversaturated at this point because there's just so much Drag Race. When I first started watching Drag Race, that was around season 6. There was like one show a year, and like that was enough. It was kind of something to look forward to. Now there's just so much Drag Race, and it's like I want to watch all of it because it is entertaining, but like they need to calm down. RuPaul's Drag Race, if you don't know, it's a reality show where drag queens compete, you know, to see who's the best drag queen. It's really that simple. It's so much fun. What I do like about Drag Race is how inspiring it is to me. You know, it's a show about these people who are very passionate about something. You know, they give up their entire life to do this one thing that's kind of looked down upon by a lot of people in society, but like, just their passion and how far they go to really make their visions come true. I find that so inspiring, to the point where when I feel creatively blocked or just like I lose motivation to do stuff, when I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, I like get that motivation back. RuPaul's Drag Race season 13. Yeah, that wasn't no, I wasn't that into it. I literally can't remember a single queen from that season. It might also be because of the oversaturation though. Then I watched RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 2. Now this was good. This was way better. All the queens were so funny, and like the show was just put together better, I think. I don't know. Also Bimini Von Boulash is in that season, and I'm to this day like completely obsessed. Then I watched RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. I also thought that one was better than the American version for the last couple seasons, but I still didn't think it was all that good. Yes, I think those are the drag. No, wait. Oh yeah, I'm watching All Stars now. I'm watching the American All Stars season. Yeesh, I don't remember. But you know, the one that's running now. It's alright. Next thing I watched, I've already talked about quite a bit on the channel, so I'm not going to talk about it more. It is the Shadow and Bone Netflix adaptation. I have a whole video about it. I'll link it somewhere. In hindsight, like, because I watched this like quite a few months ago. I liked it, but it could have been better. I think it's a very good adaptation for the fans, and I think fans of the books love it, but I think if you haven't read the books, it might not be as good. And so if you think about it that way, I don't know if it's like that much of a success. You know? I'm still very excited for season 2 because I have read the books, so I have all the context, and I'm just excited to see more. But yeah, it's like not perfect. Then me and my husband started watching Community. Well, I'm rewatching it because I've already seen all of it, and he's watching it for the first time. Community, if you don't know, is a show about a study group at a community college, and this study group just has like really different people who otherwise probably wouldn't meet. It's just them trying to get through this community college that's really not that great. Like it's not a good school. That's kind of the fun in it. My favorite character is the dean. The dean is just, I can't help but smile when I think about the dean. He's just so funny to me when everything he says, like his like body language, his hand movements, his facial expressions, the costumes. Community is one of those shows that like it gets weirder and weirder as the show goes on. Everything just becomes like more absurd and more caricature-esque. But if you're into that kind of humor, you know, definitely recommend it. Also, Community parodies a lot of other media, mostly film and TV. There's like episodes that are filmed in like a documentary style, or there's a episode that's like a true crime episode. They're always so well done. So if you're a big film nerd or you watch a lot of TV, you're probably gonna like this a lot. I don't know why I'm saying that, because I feel like everybody's watched Community at this point. Like it's kind of iconic. The next drama I watched was Sweet Tooth on Netflix. I just clicked on it because the picture had like a little kid with antlers, and I was like, that's so cute. I think it's based on comic books, and I also think the Fall Out Boy music video, it reminded me of the Fall Out Boy music video for Sugar We're Going Down. I think Fall Out Boy may have taken that from the comics as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, it's a sort of post-apocalyptic type drama. Basically, a pandemic happens. Relatable, I know. People just start dying, and it's like, it's real scary. And then around the same time, these kids are being born with like animal-like features. A lot of people think there's a correlation. They think those hybrid babies are causing it, and so there's a lot of issues going on with that. We follow a hybrid boy who has been living by himself in the woods as he embarks on his first journey outwards to find his mother. He's joined by some other characters. It's really kind of like this classic sort of adventure type story where you have your party that needs to get from point A to point B, and they meet all kinds of things along the way, and things happen. And then you're also following other characters. There's a doctor who's trying to find a cure for this illness. And so there's all these storylines, and you can really feel like slowly all these storylines are coming together. This drama is like, it's like quite a serious topic. It's also, you know, like if pandemic stuff freaks you out, don't watch it. It's got kind of those heavy themes, but it's also so endearing because, like, you know, our main character is just like a little boy. He's so sweet to the point where I think some people might find him annoying, but I personally just loved him. I love him so much, and I love his side character as well. I love their relationship. It's like a typical relationship of like the sort of tsundere person and the angel cupcake person, and I thought it was great. This one definitely, like, the first season felt a lot like setup for a bigger story to happen. So I'm very excited to see where it's gonna go, because the ending just didn't, I was just not ready for it to end. The next thing I watched was Too Hot to Handle Season 2. I watched the first Too Hot to Handle and I just thought it was peak trash reality TV. I am a sucker for trash reality TV, and you know, this show just really ticks all the boxes. Too Hot to Handle is a reality TV show about hot people on an island, but the catch is that they're not allowed to touch each other or like kiss or have sex, which is very hard for these hot people. They have prize money. There's $100,000 on the line, and whenever they break the rules, some of the money goes away. It's so stupid. It's so good. I love it. I love it. I thought season 2 was great as well. It was just so dumb. It was so stupid. The characters, I'm gonna call them characters. I mean, they're real people, but like, I think how real is it really? I don't know. I was just so entertained. It is trash, but let it be known that I really enjoyed myself. The next thing I watched was Atypical Season 4. I've loved Atypical for a very, very long time. I remember when I watched the first season, I was like, this is my new favorite drama. It's a family drama, so it's about a family. And our main character, Sam, is the teenage boy, and he has autism. It's just about him living his life, figuring out, you know, who he is, what he wants. But it doesn't just focus on him. It's also about the parents and how they deal with raising, you know, a son and a daughter who are very different, and it's about their relationship as parents. It's also a lot about the sister who is also trying to figure out who she is. It's, you know, it's very like coming of age, happy fun time, but also cry, cry, cry type of family drama. I really, really like Atypical. However, I have to say, and I felt this with season 3 a little bit as well, I don't know, I find myself growing a little bit less interested with every season. I believe season 4 was the last season, and I do love the way they ended things. I thought it was really, really beautiful and touching, and even though I don't like it as much as, you know, season 1, because season 1 I was crying my eyes out every single episode. I loved it so, so much. I think I'm a little more of a casual fan by the end of it, but I have to say I really, really loved the ending. I just loved how everything wrapped up. I thought it was really, really beautiful. Again, I cried a lot. Yeah. And then the last thing I want to talk about, it's a very special thing. I can't believe I never watched this show sooner. It's Anne with an E. I've been watching it. I'm on season 2 now, but I finished season 1, so I'm going to talk about season 1. This is one of the most beautiful things that I've ever watched in my entire life. And I'm so mad at myself for not watching it sooner. Oh my god, it's so good. This story spoke to me so much. Anne with an E is a show that's based on the book Anne of Green Gables. It is about this girl called Anne who has led a hard life. She's an orphan, and at the age of, I believe like 10, 11, she mistakenly gets adopted by the Cuthberts. They meant to adopt a boy, they accidentally adopted a girl, and it's a whole thing. It's basically, I think, a coming of age story for this young girl called Anne. She is one of the most interesting characters I've ever read. I was gonna say read. It's a TV show that I've ever seen. She, like, the way she looks at the world is so beautiful, to the point where like it just moves me to tears. I relate to her so much. I feel like she is me if I were more confident, because the way she thinks is like, I feel that, like the way she looks at things is so beautiful. It's so romantic. It's so full of joy. And for a person who has been through so much, she is such a beautiful little spark of joy. I mean, she has her issues. I just love how passionate she is, and I love how she shows that, and she's not afraid to show that. How she just sort of expects the world around her to understand that, and to also see the beauty in everything, and to feel the way she feels. I basically cried my way through this, and like when I say that, like I'm not exaggerating, I'm not being dramatic. Like I legit cried my way through this. I think I was big tears crying probably over 60% of watching this show, like this entire first season, to the point where I had to take a break and I wouldn't watch it for a few days because I was like, I've been crying so much every single day watching this that like my eyes are getting swollen. Like, it's bad. My favorite character, and probably this is like my new favorite character of all time, and I know I said I cared about the Pose characters a lot, but there's one character from Anne of Green Gables that like I care about so much it hurts. It physically hurts to watch my TV screen, and that is Matthew Cuthbert. This man, this sweet, sweet man, he just has so much love in him, but he just doesn't, he's not the type of person to show it, because he's kind of shy about it, and also because he's like a man, so it's like, but you can tell that he like cares, and it's just the cutest thing. It's the cutest thing. And whenever the way he looks at Anne and the way he looks at Miss Cuthbert is just he just has those, I just want him to have a good day every day. I just want Matthew Cuthbert to be okay and to always have a good day and to always be happy because I love him so much. I'm gonna cry again. If anything happens to Matthew Cuthbert in the like next seasons I watch, I'm not gonna be okay. Like that's the last you'll ever see of me. You know, like. Anyways, if I don't stop talking, it's gonna be bad. So that is everything I wanted to talk to you about today. Those are all the shows. I know it was a lot, but yeah, now we're all caught up. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.